Parliament approves Dr. Philip Mpango as new Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Rain destroys Bombambili Bridge in Songea District, Ruvuma region. And in sports, Taifa Stars head coach Kim Paulson ready to build a team. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. Parliament has approved Dr. Philip Mpango as Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania by 363 votes, which is 100% of votes cast after he was nominated by President Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Nawasilisha bungeni jina la Mheshimiwa Philip Isidori Mpango.
I submit to the Parliament the name of Mr. Philip Isidori Mpango for the position of the Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania.
Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nina bahati ya kumfahamu Mheshimiwa Philip Mpango.
Mr. Speaker, I am lucky to know Mr. Philip because we worked with him at the university, and he was a hard worker who was in charge of professional ethics.
Tuna makamu wa rais ambaye tukimpitisha na tumpitishe sote.
We have a vice president who we all can agree upon, and he is already experienced and has held various positions in our country, including a complex finance and a planning ministry.
Mimi sio mpole kiasi hicho. Kwenye mambo ya hovyo ya matumizi ya fedha za umma, hapana, mimi sio mpole.
I am not that kind of gentle. In the carefree matters of public spending, no, I am not a gentle. For those corrupt leaders, I am not a gentle. And for that, you will have to forgive me. I promise to help Honorable President to make sure we sail on the same boat.
Ukweli nitamsaidia Mheshimiwa Rais kuhakikisha kwamba tunakwenda sawa sawa.
Kura za hapana hakuna hata moja.
All 363 votes are yes, so he got 100% of all the votes.
Asilimia 100 ya kura zote.
Until his appointment, Dr. Mpango was the Minister of Finance and Planning. Here's more.
He was born in Buhingwe, Kagera region on the 14th of July 1957 and completed primary education in the region. He then went to Itaga Seminary School in Tabora for Form 3 and Form 4. Dr. Mpango attained a degree in economics from the University of Dar es Salaam in 1994. He then worked at the Labor Division and later added a second degree in economics in 1998. In 1999, he attained a master's degree in Sweden while teaching and continued as a lecturer in economics and research at the University of Dar es Salaam. He has also been a senior economist at the World Bank in Dar es Salaam, overseeing government spending. In 2010, he was the Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance and later on head of the country's Planning Commission. He prepared the first 5-year development plan and oversaw the preparation of the second development plan. The late President Dr. John Magufuli appointed him as the Acting Commissioner of Tanzania Revenue Authority, and later on Dr. Mpango became a Member of Parliament and was appointed as the Minister of Finance and Planning. He has said that we must change Tanzania, and all leaders must be ethical in order to protect the country's resources. He has pledged to protect the nation's resources and fulfill Dr. Magufuli's dream to make Tanzania a high-income economy in a short time.
And Vice President-elect Dr. Philip Isidore Mpango will tomorrow be sworn in as Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania in a ceremony that will be held at State House in Chamwino, Dodoma from 3 p.m. and will be aired live on all media platforms. Some residents of Kigoma region have commended the decision by Parliament to approve the nomination of a Member of Parliament of Buhigwe and Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Philip Mpango, as Vice President of Tanzania.
We'll be with him shoulder to shoulder like we supported the late President John Pombe Magufuli. What we're asking from the Vice President is to work on areas that have not been completed.
Nimefurahi mno kwa sababu kwanza nilikuwa na mawazo baada ya kumpoteza rais wangu mtukufu mpendwa. Najua ameenda kwa Mwenyezi Mungu utamkuta huko.
I'm very happy because after the passing of our president, I wondered what will happen to promises he made us. But God has answered our prayers. He gave us a president with the same opinion like he did, and he has now given us a vice president who will ensure that things go as they should.
Huyu bwana ni mchapakazi, hana ubinafsi.
He is hardworking and is not selfish. This job is right for him because he will help the President of the United Republic of Tanzania accordingly. There will be progressive development given his experience, skills, and his patriotism. He will do a good job.
6 people, many of them university students in Dodoma, have died on the spot. 19 others have been injured after a bus from Machame Investment Company that was coming from Dodoma and heading to Arusha lost control and overturned at Kiongozi Village in Babati Town Council.
The bus lost control and crashed. He was not driving at high speed. When the accident occurred, it was raining heavily, so a slippery road could have been the cause. Casualties are being treated in our regional hospital, but there are some fatalities.
Basi hili lilikuwa na vijana ambao wametoka chuoni wakielekea majumbani mwao.
This bus had students on board who were returning home for holidays, so we are conducting an investigation to identify which colleges they came from.
And ongoing rains have destroyed Bombambili Bridge in Songea District, Ruvuma region, cutting off links between Sodeko and other wards. Residents in the area have urged the government to have the bridge repaired due to the challenges they faced caused by the situation.
We asked the government to work on this bridge because it is dangerous. There will be a lot of trouble once this bridge is gone. We will have to cross this river and it is dangerous for the kids.
Yani ingechongwa tena vizuri na hii daraja hii ingeinuliwa tena kidogo.
This bridge could be curved and raised again, and if possible, they could pave it. They should not repair it at the normal standards because every year they repeat the repairs.
Tengeneza tu kila wakati.
We have been informed that the bridge is in critical condition. We're here to inform responsible organs like Tarura, together with the municipal, that first, we will use ropes so that people using this bridge could pass by and that the cars should not use this road.
The Director General of the Prevention and Combating Corruption Bureau, PCCB, Brigadier General John Mbungo, has refuted reports that a lot of cash was found in the residence of the former Director General of Tanzania Port Authority, Engineer Deusdedit Kakoko, during a search done by the institution after he was suspended by President Samia Suluhu Hassan to pave way for investigation.
Taasisi ya kuzuia na kupambana na rushwa ilichukua hatua za haraka za kuweza kumshikilia aliyekuwa mkurugenzi mkuu huyu bwana Kakoko kwa ajili ya kufanya uchunguzi dhidi yake.
The Anti-Corruption Bureau took immediate action to arrest the former Director General, Mr. Kakoko, to make investigation about it. There are reports that the Anti-Corruption Agency, when they went to search his residence, found a large sum amount of money amounting to $1,600,000. I would like to take this opportunity to refute the reports and that they're not true. The Anti-Corruption Agency only found $3,000 and 1.5 million Tanzanian shillings. The information that continued to circulate shows that a very large sum amount of money that you see here is suspected to have been found in the house of Mr. Kakoko. This search complied with all legal requirements for conducting a search. We conducted this search with the presence of a local leader known as Mr. Lukosi and some members of Mr. Kakoko's house, but also including investigators, all who were witnessing how this investigation was conducted.
And last respects for ITV presenter, the late Blandina Sembu, will be held tomorrow after a requiem mass at Mumbili National Hospital that is expected to start at 9 a.m. Her body will then be taken to her home in Kamunyonge, Msoma, Mara region, where she will be buried at her family cemetery on Thursday.
Mwili huu kesho hapa asubuhi kutakuwa na misa saa 3 kwenye kanisa Katoliki hapa Muimbili. Alafu misa ile ibada ikiisha kutakuwa na kuaga mwili.
The Minister of Communication and Information Technology, Dr. Faustine Ndugulile, has directed the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Zainab Chaula, to convene a meeting with stakeholders and experts in order to evaluate digital financial systems in the country. The developments come a few days after President Samia Suluhu Hassan's speech and report from the Controller and Auditor General showed challenges in financial systems.
Ni katika moja vitu ambavyo tunaenda kuvifanyia kazi kuhakikisha kwamba mifumo yetu inakuwa iko salama, lakini hata pale inapokuwa ina changamoto basi kuwe na mbadala kuhakikisha kwamba huduma za nchi zinaendelea pasipo kuathirika. Jukumu lake kubwa ni kuhakikisha sasa tunatoa miongozo ya viwango vya ubora, lakini vile vile usimamizi wa mifumo na uendelezaji pamoja na kuhakikisha kwamba mifumo ile inatumika vizuri na kuhakikisha kwamba tunakuwa na usalama. Jambo moja ambalo sijaligusia na ni vizuri tukalisema, kama nchi tumepiga hatua kubwa sana. Ukiangalia miaka 5 iliyopita, mifumo yetu mingi ambayo ilikuwa inatumika ndani ya serikali na ilikuwa inatumika katika taasisi zetu za serikali ilikuwa inatoka nje ya nchi.
And that's all for the national news. International news is next. In international news, a British national identified as Hein Jeremy has been arrested after his drone allegedly strayed into Deputy President William Ruto's residence in Karen, Nairobi, Kenya. Police said Jeremy has been detained and is being grilled over the incident that caused panic.
That strayed into the compound by the name of Hein Jeremy. Is a British national. So when they went to the home, they recovered the drone. Look at the memory cards inside that device.
And leading health experts from around the world warned the slow rollout of vaccines and unequal distribution could mean the shots become ineffective as new coronavirus mutations appear within the next year.
Scientists from leading academic institutions from around the globe participated in the survey, with about 30% suggesting second-generation vaccine will be needed as soon as in 9 months, unless vaccines become more widely produced and distributed around the world. The alliance called for the lifting of pharmaceutical monopolies and the sharing of technology to urgently boost vaccine supplies.
U.S. President Joe Biden does not intend to meet North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. White House Press Secretary John Psaki said his approach would be quite different with North Korea. President Biden has said that the U.S. remained open to diplomacy with North Korea despite launching a new type of ballistic missile, but warned there would be responses if Pyongyang escalates matters. That's all for the international news. We'll be back with business news after this short break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production. Infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and now in business news. Construction of mineral markets and controlling of mineral smuggling has enabled the Mineral Commission to exceed its revenue collection target of 526 billion shillings after collecting 650 billion shillings during the 2020-2021 financial year.
Wizara kama serikali tumejitahidi kuweka masoko katika kila eneo ambalo lina uzalishaji.
As the government and the ministry in charge, we have introduced markets in every region that produces minerals. In that case, all who are involved in minerals trade sell their minerals in nearby markets.
Wasibu wa madini ni wengi na wametoka katika taasisi mbalimbali.
There are numerous minerals traders who comes from different institutions. The aim of this meeting is bring all of them together and come up with common language that is focusing on fulfilling government's target of collecting its revenues.
The Ministry of Agriculture through Tanzania Agriculture Research Institute, TARI, has started to distribute oil palm seedlings in regions which have been identified to grow the crop in order to address the problem of shortage of edible oil in the country.
Kwamba tuna mkakati wa kutengeneza mashamba darasa.
We are planning to introduce farm trainings for people to learn much about this crop. The aim of trainings is to ensure that a farming of this crop expands in other parts of the country apart from being grown in Kigoma alone.
Maeneo mengine zaidi ya Kigoma.
Na lengo la muda mrefu ni kuhakikisha kwamba taifa linapata mafuta ya kutosha.
Long-term plans is to ensure that the nation gets enough amount of oil from this crop. In literature, palm tree can last for up to 70 years.
Hadi miaka 70.
Tomato prices at Caracao markets in Dar es Salaam have gone up from 40,000 to 70,000 shillings a box, with the price of a sack of onions going up from 80,000 to 160,000 shillings.
Kitunguu sasa hivi shilingi 160,000, zamani ilikuwa shilingi 80,000 hadi 90,000.
A sack of onions is sold for 160,000 shillings. Previously, prices ranged between 80 to 90,000 shillings. Tomatoes box price was between 40 to 35,000 shillings, but right now prices have gone up to 70 to 90,000 shillings. Things have changed. Prices of commodities have gone up, with very few buyers. This situation is affecting us a lot. because if the produce stays for a long time, they will rot.
Hali ya nyanya, kwa kweli nyanya sasa hivi zimepanda bei.
Honestly, tomatoes prices have gone up. Customers are complaining on the prices and hardship of life. As traders, we're going through a difficult time.
That's all for business news. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going being dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going being dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose and left.
And now in sports news. National football team Taifa Stars head coach Kim Paulson has said he has long and short-term plans for the team which he has not been able to implement because of the coronavirus pandemic, but he is waiting for further directives from CAF and FIFA.
Next, what's coming up is the World Cup qualification. We still only know that it will be played in June sometime, but the picture is not out there, so we have to wait and see. And I think this is the uncertainty of not only the football but everything in these days because of the pandemic around the world. So I think we are waiting for CAF, FIFA to say how will that move on forward. But for me as a new coach with the Taifa Stars, I hope that I would really love to have a long camp with the players.
Tanzania captain Mbwana Samata has apologized to the fans after they missed out on a chance to participate at the Africa Cup of Nations finals.
Stars were among the participants in the final staged in Egypt in 2019 and were looking to make it their second straight appearance, but it could not be the case as they finished third in Group J, with leaders Tunisia and second place Equatorial Guinea qualifying. On the game against Libya, Samata, who currently turns out for Turkish club Fenerbahce on loan from Premier League club Aston Villa, said he played very well, pushed them from the first whistle, and we looked the better side to take the 3 points, and he said he was happy they won the game. Simon Msuva struck at the tail end of the first half to ensure Taifa Stars would end the tie as winners at the expense of the heavily changed Libyan side.
Tanzania Giants Ianga SC have confirmed the appointment of Razak Siwa as the team's goalkeeper coach.
The team Wananchi have been without a goalkeeping coach since the beginning of the month after the team opted to part ways with the entire technical bench headed by Burundian coach Cedric Kaze. And as exclusively revealed 2 days ago, Siwa arrived in Dar es Salaam to take over the vacant role in the goalkeeping department. And the Jangwani Giants have now officially announced the arrival of the ex-Bandari coach in the FKF Premier League. At Wananchi, Siwa has now been reunited with goalkeeper Farouk Shikalo, who they worked with while at Bandari, and also the Kenyan national team, and he will replace Vladimir Nyonkuru.
Manchester City have announced that striker Sergio Aguero will leave the club at the end of the season. Here's more.
The Argentinian is out of contract in the summer, and the club have confirmed he will not sign a new deal. Aguero, who joined City from Atletico Madrid in 2011, is sure to attract the interest of a number of top clubs, with Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain linked with potential moves for the 32-year-old. Aguero was keen to stay but has started just 5 Premier Leagues and Champions League matches this season after being troubled by illness and injury. After suffering a knee injury in the first game of Project Lockdown in June, he had surgery which ruled him out until October.
Roberto Firmino is under consideration for Liverpool's clash with Arsenal after returning to training.
The Brazil international has been absent from Liverpool's past 3 games on account of a knee injury. However, he was pictured taking part in a team session at Liverpool's training ground yesterday. The Reds' club snapper was in excellent form as he caught Firmino in prime shape during training. Under the caption, Bobby being Bobby, Firmino is seen looking the other way while executing a perfect nutmegged pass. It's been a tough season for Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp, whose side have mounted a miserable defence of their Premier League title.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and have a good night.